Good afternoon, fans.
All right, and we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2024 Springfield College and Army West Point men's gymnastics matchup
NCAA
brought to you by
Championships
Virtius.
Gymnastics Coaches
We are here in the
Association.
Blake Arena in
We're joined from
Springfield,
West Point
Massachusetts.
coaches and officials and are
My name
possibly
is
the
Carlos Ojeda.
committee
I am a
director
gymnast,
of the
coach, and
College
judge, joined here today
Administration
with
and
former Cal
Associate
Berkeley
Gymnastics
gymnast
Coaches are
and
teaching
fellow
today.
coach and
No
judge
alcohol
Tanner
is
Dowell.
permitted
Tanner,
during
thank you
the
for
course
joining me
of this
today.
competition. Also, consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages is prohibited. Thank you for helping to create a positive eating environment for everyone. Competing in today's competition is Army West Point. The Golden Knights are led by head coach J.D. Reed, associate head coach Carmine Giglio, and assistant coach Evan Eigner. The Army captains are Connor Kavanaugh and Stephen Manolakis. Also competing today is your Springfield College Pride. The head coach for the Pride is Matt Davis, who is assisted by Christian Wilkie Jr., Dante Ciso, and Noel Corliss. The captains for Springfield are Dominic Romalo, Cale Donnelly, and Carter Pichardo. Today, we would also like to recognize the Springfield College senior gymnasts who will be competing in Blake Arena for the last time during the regular season. From Tallahassee, Florida, Juan Gomez. From Avon, Colorado, Aaron Coos. From River Bend, Louisiana, Cale Donnelly. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Dave Andrin. And from Youngstown, Ohio, Dylan Colangelo. The judges for today's competition are Rich Ellis, Billy Callahan, Kristen Braverman, and Sean Monaco. At this time, please rise as you are able and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, now we're going to get into the national anthem.
All right, sounds good.
Man, I don't know about you, Tanner, but I get chills every single time I hear the national anthem play right before a competition.
Absolutely, it's that silence before it always gets the adrenaline going.
It literally gets you in the zone, gets you ready to go, makes you thankful, makes you ready.
Yeah, I
Well,
always remember having to calm myself down during that.
for sure, for sure. All right, so today we have Springfield College. Head coaches are Matthew Davis, Norm Berluce, Christian Wilkie Jr., and Dante Cecile. Springfield is coming off of a season average of a 379.863 and a season high of 397, looking to break the 400 mark today.
Let's go, Tim!
And then for Army, we have coaches J.D. Reeve, Carmine G., and Evan Einer.
Let's go, Timmy!
And Army is coming off of an average of a 380.483 and a season high of a 388.65, staying consistent, trying to break a 390 at this competition. All right, we're going to get underway to our first athlete. This is Timothy Templeton from Springfield, mounting with a huge double backflip with a full. Going to his second pass, a solid front double full.
Let's go, Tim!
He's really doing a great job minimizing these landing deductions.
Solid
Very
double,
clean.
Solid double full going down to that corner, trying to get situated. It's tough being the first guy up for any competition. Solid back layout down the side.
Absolutely. You have to set the tone for the rest of the guys. And so having someone come out, hit, keep it clean, just starts that momentum.
Here we have a nice and easy press handstand from a prone position. Got to hold that for 2 seconds in order to get credit. No short hold deductions. Nice whip after front full.
Let's go, Tim!
Winding up for the dismount.
That was a great set.
Yeah, solid 2.5
Great way
to
to
finish.
start.
Getting full credit for that dismount element group. That's how you kick off a competition at home.
It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a great one today.
Next up for Army, we have Steve Manalakis. He's the leadoff guy.
Okay.
Lots of power going into that full in. Very good technique. Now going into his second pass. A very strong 2.5 to front layout. Just a little bobble going backwards.
Yeah, and like you said, he's got to hit this non-tumbling. He's got to hold this handstand. She does a great job with. Adds a couple pirouettes there.
Gotta secure that extra A value, you know? Gotta fill up 10 parts. Any way you know how. Beautiful 1.5 to front full done. Now going down the side. Big round off back layout.
Good front double full. Oh, that's great. Great dismount. Gets the full category for that as well.
Interesting strategy, dismounting with a front double full. You don't normally see that.
No, that blind landing can be tough sometimes, but he did a great job.
Let's go, Will!
All right. Here we got a replay from this routine. Going into that dismount. Very tough to dismount with a front double full. You gotta have a lot of guts to do that at the end of a routine when the legs are weak. All right, and here we have our athlete from Springfield College doing a big double front that he kicked out of. This is Will Wilson. Beautiful front double full, opting to do that third pass.
He gets so much height on his tumblings. It's awesome. Nice back layout just to get the B, a couple tenths added to his routine, and he sticks it. Then he goes into his Gogolot sequence. Gets a C for that flare sequence.
Easier, Will!
And then gets another B for this press, which he holds.
Nice, Will! Easier,
Really taking advantage of that non-acrobatic element group. Filling up his difficulty there. Beautifully executed front full to front layout. Now winding up for the dismount. Teammates are getting loud, cheering him on. And a beautiful 2.5 to finish. Very nice routine.
Yeah, and look at the scores from the last two guys. Is that right? 13-5 and
Ooh, that looks right to me, man. That's gonna be, whew, that's how you know this is gonna be a very tight and tough competition between these two teams in the ECAC. All right, jumping right into this routine from Army. This is Nick Lester. with a powerful front double full second pass. Looking to add a front layout to that in the future. Probably get that connection bonus. And a beautifully done double back. Slight pace forward.
Yeah, he's just one of the freshmen. He trained over at North Valley Gymnastics, where I coach at. So it's great to see him competing. Nice circle sequence and another press.
You and Travis Rayner producing some pretty impressive stuff here today on floor. Let's see what we got here. Beautiful front full going down the side. And great technique. Round off flip-flop layout. Done beautifully.
Sets him up for his dismount. It's clean double full. He'll get a partial element for that for a C, but he kept it really clean. So it's only 2/10 less than getting the full element group. And yeah, all the credit to Travis. He's a great coach. He's put a lot of great athletes on that Army team. So.
All right, next up for Springfield, we have Felix Kreiderman. Springfield being very consistent, scoring the 13s on floor. That's how you want to start. Big double front. Getting his power going. Beautiful 2.5 to front layout. Just a slight pace forward.
He twists so quick on that 2.5. That was clean. First V-sit we've seen today, into a press, so you get a C value for that. He's got to hold both parts of it, and he does great. And this one, another V-sit, and it's okay since the other one pressed to handstand. It's a different skill. I'm going to get a B for that.
I love his presentation on those non-acro skills. You know, even that split, he's showing off the details, a little extra stuff. Beautiful back layout down the side.
Absolutely.
Nice 1.5 to front full. He's really spotting that ground in all parts of that pass.
And another front double full dismount. Well done.
Man, those guys are bold going for a front double full at the very end, man. I've even just setting for that skill up. It was tough for me to even do it first pass. So props to these guys for props to these guys for getting it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was gonna say I've never had the legs to do that at the end of a routine.
Next up, we have Max Rubin from Army. Big double front. He's ready to go. Very intricate whip to 2.5. You gotta be very patient afterwards to get the set right.
Now there you go. Front double full a little earlier in the routine. Well done. Good press to handstand. Gets that requirement. Gets another of those full pirouette A's.
Anything to get those points up. Round off back full down the side. Done very well. Got to minimize those landing deductions any opportunity you get. A solid double full down to the other corner.
Yeah, and like you said, it's not just those hops and steps. They're looking at the chest position when they land. And he does a great job on a nice triple full.
And the first triple full we've seen today, that was done really well.
It's a tough dismount too.
That is a tough dismount, man. I was more of a 2.5 guy. Even then, that one was a pretty risky one just because that, it's like the front double full. You got to have the legs at the end to really put it down.
Yeah, agreed. I did that my first year of college.
Next up from Springfield, we have Evan Reinkert. Big full in. Spotted that ground and stuck it. Nicely done. Beautiful 2.5 to front layout. Springfield really seems to be taking advantage of that pass with a connection bonus.
Wow, great front double full. Loaded with difficulty.
Nice back layout down the side. Very clean work happening on floor right now.
And that V-sit. Every time, besides the split, all of these have to be held for 2 seconds.
Nice reverse pirouette to go into the corner. Very clean back double full. The team might take it today. I have a good feeling about this. He's going to be up on the leaderboard. Winding up for the dismount. Beautiful triple
Wow.
full again. Wow.
Wow.
That's a big routine for Springfield College.
The gymnastics is incredible. High level gymnastics.
Right up there, man. They were doing something right over there. That was a very, very well executed routine. All right, next up on floor, we have a gymnast from Army. Wow, beautiful back 3.5. This is Jaden Blank from Evo. Unlucky on that double front. Kicked out a little early.
And that just happens sometimes. That's frustrating. But the height he's getting on these tumbling passes, a 2.5 front layout, gets another connection bonus. Because the third passes.
Back double full. This guy had a great showing at Winter Cup this year. I was very excited to see him qualify and do as well as he did. He's got a bright future ahead.
I agree. I was watching him. He did a great job. It's a huge on. It's tough to make that meet too. Just to qualify. Nice V-sit.
Yeah, he's got excellent technique. Very good presentation. Hear that bell. Winding up for the dismount. Oh, wanted to get some points back on that stick. Just slightly under.
Wow. Did you see his ability though to like dig down deep on that dismount to get it around and almost save that landing to almost stuck it?
He was fighting tooth and nail for that stick. I saw it. Like he held it there for a second longer than anyone else would. So I mean, yeah, I mean there was a reason he qualified to Winter Cup. He's a very talented athlete.
Look at these consistent scores from Springfield. Wow.
Ratings of solid 13.5s. Next up, we got Springfield again. Wow, that was a very powerful back double layout to mount with. Big time double front. Slight pace back.
Yeah, anytime you open your team with 2 double flipping Ds, that's awesome. Nice tuck front full stuck into a 2-3 triple Russian. We'll get a C value for that. Done very well.
Beautiful back layout. Going into that corner. This guy's loaded with power. Nice 1.5.
Nice press to handstand. Gives himself a breather as well. Yes. Smart strategy to prepare for a big dismount.
And an awesome front double full. Very square at the end. Did very well. I love the variety in that routine, man. He had just a little bit of everything in there.
Yes, very well-rounded athlete. Great tough dismount and easily got it around. That's where will be needed.
That double layout was huge, man. I thought he was going to rebound out of bounds with all the power he had, but he held it in really well.
Dave, it's great. I love that skill.
We got an athlete from Army. Wow, very beautiful technique on that full out. You don't see very many of those done the way this guy just did it. Technique on that 1.5 to front full again. Wow. I love the way this guy takes off.
Nice front full down the side. Yeah, I agree. He's doing a great job so far. Presses to the handstand. Nice hold. These guys are all doing great on their non-tumbling today.
And Army really loves taking advantage of that half pirouette. Nice deductionless skill to add. Big 2.5 to front layout. Slid a little bit, but saved it really well. Technique on that back full.
Wow.
Winding up for the dismount. Let's see what we got here. Wow, great technique on that triple full. Just all over, man. I know I spat that comment out on every single one of his passes, but that guy is a tumbler for sure. He knows where he is at all parts of the air.
Absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Triple full looked easy for him.
Last up for Springfield, we have Sam Kaplan. Starting off very strong. Not a single score below a 13.
Yeah, look at that. You can't ask for much more.
Moving into this first pass. Big double front, big distance, big height. Might look to upgrade that in the future. Next pass. Big full in.
Tons of power. His first two tumbling. Another 3 doubles in a row, and he sticks it. Wow.
That was beautiful. That was just beautiful.
Not gonna lie, it looked easy for him. This is the mana. Look at that.
Nice, Sam!
And a V sit, so he'll get credit for both of those. One's a C, the second one was a B.
Nice and easy front half down the side.
Nice, Sam!
Big double full. Taking a breather in that corner. Winding up for this dismount. And now close out this rotation on a strong note. What do we got? Big 2.5 to finish. That was I loved his non-acros in that routine. What did you think of that one, Tanner?
Oh yeah, the positions, it's incredible. He did a good job. That was a great routine.
Beautiful. A very smart construction as far as, dropping right into the V-sit afterwards.
Yeah, getting both of them.
Yeah. Now looking into the event summary right here, it looks like Springfield is ahead by, a little over 2 points. We got a 66-5 because they just killed it. I mean, 13 after 13 after 13. And you got Army. I think they only had one fall today, but, they also had a very strong showing as well.
Yeah, something interesting to look out for because last week they were only a half a tenth apart. And last week Army just barely edged Springfield on floor.
Oh, man.
So this could be Springfield really started out with good momentum here.
No kidding. They want that win back, especially being at home. They don't want to lose at home. But yeah, some really good scores here. Looks like we had a tie for a 13-5 from 3 athletes. That was very impressive.
Yeah, and all different start values. 14-7, 14-8, 14-9.
Springfield coming out with a 5-0. Their second guy, also very impressive.
That's huge. Getting into the 15 start values.
All right, and then our next event's going to be Pobble Horse. I'm excited to see Springfield's anchor. He's incredibly clean. Same with Army's anchor. This is Maddox Papillon. I had the pleasure of coaching him at a Region 3 camp back in 2021 over at Texas A&M. And
oh, no kidding.
That guy can swing some horse, man. Yeah, it was right after COVID, and the Aggie Gymnastics team was able to pull some strings with the university and say, hey, we want to host this camp. And yeah, I got to see him do some crazy sewn work, some flop work. I mean, He's perfectly even on all of his travels. Like, this guy is one of the best horse swingers in the country.
That's sweet. I can't wait to watch these lineups go head to head and the closers. See how they compare today.
All right, first
Okay,
up we got
start off
Blaze
for
Kennedy.
team. Yeah, with Blaze Kennedy. Pommel's a tough event to start out. You want to hit, you want to start the team off on the right note, but it's tough with the nerves. It's unlike any other. I feel like it's unlike any other event in that way. It's just you can get tight and the adrenaline can hurt you.
Got some beautiful travel work happening right now. Some Tong Fei to Savato Magyar action. You don't see that construction often.
No. His clearance of the horse, his hips, if you look at how far above the horse they are, it's huge. It's going to help him out. It's going to be a good score to start out.
That was a very solid start for Army. They needed a routine like that to, bounce back after that floor rotation. They're here to play.
Yeah. They're working to make up that about 2.5 points. So it's a long meet, though. Anything can happen. So. All right. The Lobstein first. For Springfield. Starts off with a Moore. Into a nice Stockley sequence. Stockley B.
He's got some crazy control on that one handle.
Yeah. He's one of those guys. He looks very comfortable, very solid and secure. So that dismount, he flew up, and that's tough to do. Both those guys started off well, but that's something these judges are going to be looking for. They're a bit critical this year on it. They want to make sure it's a swing and not something that looks like it takes effort for these guys. Both of those guys swung up pretty well.
Yeah, and that's the name of the game on pommel horse. I like to think that the smart strategy is, maybe not pack it so much with difficulty, but you got to make sure that last skill just flies up. You have the security that, your dismount is going to get paid, You got to construct it well.
Absolutely. Army getting a 12-8 to start. Great way to start off a horse lineup. We got Nick Lester here. He was on floor. He's one of their freshmen. Starts with a nice C scissor into the middle. Gets a couple A scissors. And into a couple more sequence.
Some trouble up here, but working out of it really well.
Yeah.
Found his way back into the saddle.
Looks like he was facing a different direction and needed to get back into the middle to finish one of those skills. But shoot, comes off on that Magyar. So he's got 30 seconds.
Unlucky when you get a little off on pommel horse. You want to fight for your team. You want to make sure that it's going to be a good routine, even when you have a little hiccup. I think he did a good job covering, but yeah, just ran out of steam.
Absolutely. I was going to say, I could tell that was not the routine he intended to do, and he moved from the pommels to the leather a little sooner than he wanted to. And so he had to get back up. And that improvisation can sometimes just throw you off a little bit. Great dismount. He actually added the extra twist there, so you get the full value of that.
Well, good work nonetheless. That was a strong finish that Army needed.
They needed it, yeah. That's the important thing. We always said, you fall off, it happens, but you got to get back on and be clean from there. He did a great job of finishing that routine, minimizing the deductions. Because every score counts. Okay, we've got Gomez here. 12-7 for Springfield to start as well, so both those teams were very close. Gets his scissor element done and out of the way. And then see this pommel sequence. You got all 4 circles in, or 2 circles and a couple Stockleys, so get the E value and the D value for that second flop.
Fighting really well on those flops. He had some good extension, but just seemed a little off. But now pushing back and forth well on these travels. Oh,
Yeah.
Come on now.
Oh, and I was gonna, and you can tell with a guy like that, with his, like you said, he has that extension, he has that amplitude on the circles. He has more room to fight because of it. You know, if he starts getting a little off, the circle can lower a little bit, and he has that room for that error. And so he does a great job fighting for those flops. Unfortunate fall though.
Resetting for this dismount. You gotta get it back. The team's counting on you, man. Come on. A little forward. Good man.
There you go. And so he didn't pirouette that dismount, but he flew up so quickly that he'll minimize any deductions on that. You get a C value for it.
Oh, I'm very excited for this next athlete. This is Noah Duran, former Region 3 athlete and former Minnesota Gopher.
Sweet. I'm excited as well.
Glad he found his way back to an NCAA program. This gentleman's very talented. He's got great extension on pommel horse. See it come to fruition.
Nice full scissor. Get a B value for that. Gets the element out of the way. To a Bailey. To a D flop with a Russian. E flop.
Beautiful Stockley work.
Yeah, and as a judge, I'm looking for any pikes of the hips. I'm looking for any time he's brushing on the horse. And he's not giving the judges very many opportunities to take deduction. Magyar Savato into a dismount. Very clean.
Great technique flying up there. Region 3 work. Great work, Noah.
You're right. That set was packed with difficulty and very well executed. Looking at both of the Springfield and Army, kind of mirrored each other. Their first guy scored in the high 12s, and then both of their second guys opened the door a little bit. So see how Sam Kaplan here can respond. Army did a great job getting it back on track.
Pommel horse is just one giant mind game.
It really is. Nice scissor sequence into the middle. Look at that. And that extension is nice too. The D value for that flop.
Really making it work right here. Some good, nice Roth.
Yeah, he's keeping the speed of his circle pretty consistent throughout this routine. Great extension. He gets up to the handstand, and maybe just a hesitation there, but really well executed routine.
It was a great fight, and you could tell that he was, slowly running out of steam towards the end. I liked that he was really hugging that pommel at the very end. After his Savato, he was really close. That makes the lean on the way up a lot easier, but you got to have a good extension in order for it to pay off.
Exactly, I noticed that too. The circle right before that dismount, he really gave it one last big extension to help him out.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, these teams are mirroring each other. It's going to be a close competition.
Yeah, this is so cool. I love the mind game. I love those small battles going on pommel here. Each guy knows how important it is. Gabe knows Noah just got a huge 13-2-5. Two good scissor skills and opens into a flare. That flare over both pommels like that isn't seen very often. And he gets a full spindle over the one pommel. It's a side travel.
We had a discussion earlier about that execution on those flares, and he seems to be doing a great job of showing it off.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we were talking. You watch these flares and you're going, they look They look incredible. The judges are looking for any bit of lack of extension. And they can hit for 1/10 on flares that they feel aren't extended. But when a gymnast moves through a routine that quickly and is able to just go skill to skill to skill, you know they have a great mastery of flares and they're in a good position.
Tanner, I don't know about you, but I've seen a lot of Army pommel horse, and over the years, I have to say that was arguably one of the coolest pommel horse routines I've ever seen a West Point athlete do. That was tremendous.
I'm so glad you brought that up. I agree. That was a very just unique routine and very well done. Okay, we got Felix here. Nice scissor into circles, and he's got a good circle too. I feel like I keep saying that, but 2-on-1 Russian. Stockley B into the middle. Half Savato. He doesn't give the judges. They're looking for any skew deduction here too, and taller guys can have just a little bit of skew where they're not in line with the direction the pommel is facing. So if you're doing a side loop or a front loop, you want to be perfect. Oh, that dismount.
Oh man, he was fighting tooth and nail. Let's see if
gosh, that kills it.
I think they're talking about it right now. Let's see.
Yeah, so we've got to interpret what they're saying. They look at each other, they're communicating, they're determining, okay, did you give that credit? What are we going to do with it? If they feel like it didn't have large deductions and it still went up with enough continuous rhythm, they'll give it. If not, that sometimes you'll see the gymnast get back up on the pommel and repeat.
I want to make a comment about what you said earlier about how taller athletes tend to skew a bit more on those Magyar Savatos. Speaking from experience, I purposely did not train Magyar Savato too heavily because I knew that I was a guy who was going to get murdered on skew deduction. So I played with all the side traveling skills to make sure that I had eliminated that aspect of my gymnastics. So respect to him for committing and showing it off well.
It looks so good if you're able to do it. But like you said, as you get taller, your shoulders naturally kind of get a little bit wider. And the width of the pommel stays the same, whether you're 5 feet tall or 6 feet tall. So the wider and bigger you are, the harder it is to keep it in line.
This next guy I'm very excited to watch. This is Maddox. Again, just awesome pommel horse, ladies and gentlemen. I hope he can deliver because he's got the potential to score big on pommel horse.
I'm excited. And look at the score down there, 115.15 to 114.1. The gap is already down to just about a point.
It's going to be on him to turn the narrative here.
Yeah, Army still has work to do. But 13.25 from Gabe as well. 13.25. All right, Maddox.
Personally rooting for this guy. Come on now, show it off. What you're made of, Maddox.
Nice scissor, nice circle. Into a 3/4 kier.
Come on.
Wow. So that sequence had so much going on and the full Russian out of it. He actually gets an F value flop for that. And then an E value flop for that. That is incredibly difficult. So he did a Roth there, very well done, but then his circles out of it, his shoulders were just a little too much to the right. Even just a couple inches can throw you off the event. So he'll get credit for it. And it was a clean fall, so he minimized deductions. But man, you weren't kidding. Starting off with those kind of skills is huge.
Or not, this guy's got more in the back pocket. He can do some awesome support work. Great flops. Let's check out these travels.
Nice tongue fei there. And he does this Magyar. I would argue there's not really a skew there.
Undeniable on that Savato as well.
And then Great swing to a handstand.
Man, I wanted this guy to hit so bad. He has a beautiful routine, man. Beautiful line.
That has the ability to score so high in the NCAA. Man, that really is a secret weapon to have closing your pommel lineup. Even with the fall, he'll have a good score.
I think secret weapon is the perfect description for that gentleman. He's got so much pommel difficulty in the back pocket that I know he's gonna whip out. I hope he can throw his name in the hat, go up against guys like Steven Ederazic.
Oh, that'd be incredible. This is Peyton Kramer. He's their closeoff. We'll see how Springfield can respond. They've had a couple routines not go as perfect as they wanted to, so they have an opportunity here to kind of right the ship. Look at his leg swings on these scissors. He gets his legs so high.
This is another Region 3 athlete, went to Texas Dreams, coached by Nori EY. You can tell by the details and all of his skills.
Oh yeah, Kier, 2-on-1 Russian, gets a couple E's and a tongue fei here. Great extension. Texas Dreams is a great club program, has produced great athletes for years. Nice Savado.
Winding up for the dismount.
And it's the first triple Russian we've seen. We've seen all these other guys go to handstand. The benefit of doing that kind of a dismount, you'll get a D value for it, but there isn't really that discussion of, did he swing it or not? It's absolutely he's getting credit for that.
What'd you think of that flank off? I would give that 30 degrees for sure.
Yeah, so if you look at the judges got to talk, or they got to decide if he hit 30 degrees above the horizontal line, and you saw that dismount fly up at the end. And so he definitely cleared that mark.
All right, next up we got Cale Donnelly. I had the pleasure of going to an Oklahoma gymnastics camp with him back in the day, back whenever I was in high school. Great to see him making strides in the NCAA now.
Sweet, yeah. Nice scissor sequence into the middle. Check here or more. Gets a kroll for that. Savado. Tongue fei. These are C's, B's, D's. And a circle handstand with full travel dismount. Good to get a hit.
He is hyped. He is hyped, man. That's how you close out a rotation, fighting tooth and nail.
Wow. And look at the score, though. Springfield was able to, on that last guy, really pull it back in their favor. Wow. 63.05 to 62.9, just with the 10th and a half. But Springfield edges them once again.
They like you said earlier, they mirrored each other routine after routine. It gets in your head when you watch the opposing team go up. If they hit, you're like, oh man, like I got to deliver here. If they fall, I feel like
it's your responsibility. Yeah, puts the pressure on.
It's your responsibility to get the job done. Like, all right, the team's counting on me to pick them up, to take advantage of what we just saw. Sometimes that can get into their heads too, and they mirror that fall sometimes. You got to be careful.
Look at those. Look at the fifth guy up. The fifth guy on both teams. They both had a 15.7 and a 15.8 start value. That's just massive. Very close to some of the top guys in the world. And then 14.45 is a huge score. That is a world-class score. 12.7 with a fall. Incredible.
12.7 with a fall. I'd give up anything to have a 12.7 with a fall, man.
I was gonna say, it doesn't even as great as that his teammates hit before him. I mean, he's keeping up. He's keeping up his score pretty close.
That was an awesome rotation. Yeah, Kramer with that 14.45, beautifully executed routine. That was just all the details there. I mean, every kick on the scissor, even on the leg cuts back. I mean, there was no question that guy has mastered his basics.
Yes. And we actually just saw the score come up just a little bit for Kennedy. So it brings maybe one more inquiry, but man. Yeah, 14-4-5. That was sweet.
It looks like they bumped up Maddox's as well. Army staying on top of it, saying, "Hey, you didn't pay us for all of our skills."
Wow, yeah,
Big
he goes
idea.
up to a 5.9 start value.
Coaches for fighting for their athletes. I respect that a lot.
Hey, when a meet finishes within a half a tenth last week, every tenth matters.
Every 10th matters. Yeah. All right. The next up, we got the ring lineups for Springfield and Army. This is going to be a good rotation as well. Excited to see some good ring strength from both of these teams. Some good handstands, and yeah, let's see how many sticks we get in this rotation.
Yeah, it seems to be the difference. Rings is such a stable event. You know, if you're strong enough, you can hit your positions. There isn't a ton of variance. You're likely to come in and be able to hit those positions. It's such an opposite to pommel horse, where you can feel like you've hit that skill 10 times. Then you come to the meet and your shoulders, your swing is just a little bit off. This tends to be a very consistent event. So like you said, it usually comes down to dismounts and holds. You know, the guys, are they rushing through their routine and not stopping for a full 2 seconds? But
Yeah, I also feel like, when it comes to like hitting routines, there's a bit more security on rings, how you were saying. Yeah, on pommel horse, you could hit that routine, 10 times that week. Then, you show up to game day and, if you're not up to par, you can't just muscle through your skills as easily as you think, whereas on rings, yeah, you can have the time to breathe, have the time to show off every little skill. And yeah, like you said, it comes down to that dismount. You got to plant those feet, meet the ground, and be ready.
absolutely.
So
Looks
Tanner,
like
out
both
of
lineups will
curiosity,
have 5. Yeah.
what events did you do in college? Were you a horse guy?
I actually was, yeah. So I came into Cal hoping to do all around. I had a knee injury that pretty much took me off floor and vault. So it was pommel, rings, P-bars, high bar, and pommel was one of my better events. I was similar. I felt like I could hit the routine a million times during the week, but sometimes at competitions, it was just that the nerves. It's tough. It was tougher even for me, who I thought it was a better event. Came a little easier. It's a challenge, but yeah, no, I loved pommel. I loved P bars, and I loved high bar.
Nice. What kind of releases did you do on high bar?
So I did a Coleman, I did a layout Tkachev, straddle Tkachev, and I could never figure out the Yamawaki. I wanted to do that skill. Everyone in college seemed to do it. I couldn't get it.
Crazy to me that you could figure out a Coleman but not a Yamawaki.
Drove me crazy. I don't the number of hours I spent on that skill. Unbelievable. To this day, I think back on it and it's like, man. But yeah, no, Coleman and Kovacs, I loved those skills. Those are probably my favorite skills in gymnastics.
Training them though, you don't want to land on that bar.
That's true.
I've been trying to work it recently, and I've been working the tap, and sometimes I go a bit too early. And my coach has been telling me, he's like, "Hey, let's not be a hero. I think that would be on the wrong side of the bar if we sent that today." So I take his word, and I say, you know what, I will gladly listen to you, because I may think it feels great, but if I'm back on that bar, I'm going to be in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. You go a little bit early and you're in the wrong spot on that skill, and it takes so much time to get that feel.
Getting started with still rings. Looks like we have Springfield first up.
Yeah, just 2.5 points separating them with 4 events to go.
We got Matt Brownie up first. Very painful, slow in-locate to get an A. Got to have very flexible shoulders for that. Mounting to a very strong back right straddle plant.
Shoots it to a nice giant with straight arms.
Got a beautiful handstand line, dropping into that front giant. Got to hold all these parts for a minimum of 2 seconds. And let me tell you, as a judge personally, I like to count slow. I don't know about you, Tanner. Are you a slow counter?
Absolutely. They got to show they can do it. Nice 2 Yamawakis. Into a press handstand.
Technique on the half and half out. One of that sticks, slight bobble back. That's how you start your rings rotation.
This is a sweet set. That'll score well.
Excited to see what Army claps back with. They have a history of doing some nice strength work on rings.
Yeah, they do. They have a good, solid history of ringmen. Nick Lester, right here. Saw him on Pommelin floor. He had that little. See how he responds on rings. Nice kip to L.
Into this tuck Yamawaki, pike Yamawaki. Great fluidity in his swings. Taking a breather on this L hold.
See how steady he is on his handstand. Nice giant.
Bobble back. Brought it back pretty well. Let's see what we got next. Nice shoot through. Met the floor, ready to go.
A little bit of a kick out there on that half and half out. Oh, that's good to see.
It's safe on the ring dismounts. You know, a lot of guys go for that double-double, but, you know, if it's not ready, they could risk a fall or, you know, not getting that stick bonus at the end. So, you know, you got to pick your battles on your ring dismounts for sure. And
I want to agree with that. I want to agree with that.
That's a smart thing. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, yeah, it's 2 tenths upgraded, a C to an E, and you get 2 tenths more for the category. So you're looking at 4 tenths, but it is so easy to take a large step and under twist it, and you've lost everything.
Playing it smart with that kip to L. Into the legs, it's where you want to be. Going right into this press.
Yeah. Good handstand position. That giant was solid.
Yeah, they got some good handstands down at Springfield College. Big double-double, met the floor with a stuck landing. That's how you respond.
Wow. Just talking about how much more difficult it is to stick the double-double, and he comes around.
Play on that, ready to go. Ready to go.
Without a doubt. That was sweet.
Springfield's angry after that last competition.
Yeah, they're not messing around here. 12.95 for Nick Lester.
I'm sorry, remind me again, was it Springfield that lost against Army by half a tenth, or was it?
Oh, yeah. Army edged him by half a tenth.
That's absurd. You don't see that in gymnastics. That's literally that's the closest margin ever.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a 393.4 to a 393.35.
Gosh. Got some beautiful swing work from Blaze Kennedy right now.
Look at that straddle L. Press to handstand. He's got to keep his arms straight, and he does a great job.
That he does, no doubt about that. Beautiful bail on that back giant. Love the technique there. Winding up for the dismount. Solid half and half out.
Army's taking it the smart route, sticking landings.
Next up, we got Sam Kaplan from Springfield. Getting ready to rock. The pressure's on. That was a big score, 13-8-5. That's where you want to be. 4-4 start. Wow, very impressive.
Wow, only little 6/10 of deductions, give or take.
Yeah, that's tough to do on rings, man. You got to be super strong. I mean, you're showing off lock arm presses. No bobble, stuck landing. Man, I'm gonna have to agree with the judges on that one. That was a very, very well done set.
Yep, stuck your landing. That's all you can ask of an athlete. Hit your routines.
Second guy in the lineup. That's just guy number 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say, usually lineups are structured that the more, the guys who are gonna hit maybe get a little bit lower score start off and it ends with the higher scores, but his teammates are gonna struggle to top that routine.
Kaplan mounting the rings right now with a beautiful kipel. Dropping back.
He's got to time this cast just right with the swing of the rings, and he does, to not pick up swing.
Great work on those yamis. Beautiful lock arm press. Man, these guys just focus on the little things over at Springfield. I've seen some awesome press handstand work today.
Great giant, too. Yeah, I agree. They put the work into the details here.
Loading it up. Big double-double. Oh, man, just didn't run for that stick. That was so close. So close.
And the double-double, man. I mean, these are tough dismounts. Make it look easy.
Area like this, it's worth going for a double-double. If you can land it like that, I think it's worth doing than the stuck half-half.
Yes. Going back to that point, you start off 4/10 ahead by doing the double-double, and so if you do a 1/10 landing, small little hop, absolutely worth. You gave yourself a few extra tenths.
All right, next up we got Noah Duran on rings. Saw a beautiful horse set from him earlier today. Feeling that grip out. Solid kipped L to start. Very popular one done in the men's code.
Yeah, we have to get a swing to strength on this event. And the judges are very critical on your finish position, whether you're swinging to an L, a planche here.
Flat as an ironing board on that straddle planche. That's how you do it.
Jeez, I'm talking about how hard it is to hit a straight position, and he goes up and does it as I'm talking.
Undeniable hold there on that L. Breathing. Beautiful handstand. Both of these teams, man, they're killing it on these handstands. That's tough to do. There's some teams in other places. Oh, wow.
Is that
awesome double layout to finish? Pardon me.
Hey.
That caught me off guard. That was great.
You don't see double A's very often. I would argue they're harder to stick than a half-half. And he would argue otherwise. I mean, 3 sticks in a row for Army.
It's actually tougher to do a double layout than, a laid out half-half. I mean, that was done very well.
Agreed.
We got Peyton Kramer, horse guy of the night. Impeccable routine. Excited to see this hybrid of rings and horse. What do we got here? Beautiful Yamawaki to L.
Hakyam, Pike Yamawaki.
Solid press handstand. He doesn't have the typical rings build, super strong, super stocky. This guy's, very light, very long line. But, making it work really well on rings today. And another double layout, mirroring what was done with Army. That was impeccable.
I love it. I love seeing these type of back-to-back routines with sticks. Watch how he flares out of this double A.
Extension, fighting for another stick. That was beautiful. Look at that. Army with 3 sticks in a row. Making Springfield a little nervous.
Consistent. You saw that double A. When he opened out that way, you actually saw his head. He was able to look at the ground. Like half a rotation early.
Right. That's right. He was ready for it, man.
He's
Next
staring
up,
at
we
it.
have Gabe Almeida for Army. More of the build I was referring to. Strong and stocky. Let's see what we got. Beautiful back of right straddle planche into a straight planche. Wow. That's what I'm talking about from Army, showing off the big strength moves.
Couple Yamawaki's, gets a D and a C for that. Very popular with the guys in college.
I don't know if we'll see too many of them next code. I looked at the preliminary changes. It looks like they're being downgraded to a B and a C. I personally don't agree with it, but if we're trying to change the sport, trying to change the variety of what we see on rings, I think they want more strength.
I agree that that's what the goal is. I'm actually going to hesitate. I think even for a B and a C, it does take time to learn, but these guys are doing them so clean that I still think we're going to see a lot of it. Maybe the scores will go down just slightly, but man, it is too bad. That is, a lot of guys take time to get strength. It takes into college, a little older on, and so you kind of rely on those skills while you're younger.
Next up, we got David Handred from Springfield. Wow. Beautiful back up rise Maltese into a bounce cross.
Wow, E and a D to start.
That's got to pinch the shoulders a bit, but let's see what we got. Another strength move coming up. Back up rise cross. I love it. I love it. Major strength parts on this set. Wow, you see the compression on that pike Yamawaki? He was practically kissing his knees.
I was going to say, for someone as strong as he is, those yams are huge.
Love the variety here. Going from the straddle L, rolling into a back up rise handstand. Solid half and half out. That stick.
Wow. I'm going to think that's the high score. I mean, he might have edged his teammate, or he might have edged, his teammate on that one.
Enormous. Let's check out the replay on this. Virtius added this replay so we can see moments like this. Oh my gosh. Ready to go. No doubt about that. I got the green flag from me.
From me as well. Wow.
Step for Army, we got Jaden Blank. Looking to bounce back from his floor set.
Every one of his teammates scored between a 12, 9, and a 13.05.
Beautiful kettlebell to start. Great lines on these Yamawakis and his back right straddle L. Back to our judges talk, they're actually looking to get rid of that skill next code, which I don't know if I'm a fan of that either, but not sure what the strategy is. Anyways.
So yeah, talking about wanting to add variety to rings and eliminating skills.
Beautiful shoot through. Awesome half and half out.
That's 4 out of 5, man. That's 4 out of 5 sticks on rings.
Unbelievable. Well, I mean, they're just on it. They're playing smart with the routines. They're minimizing those deductions. They don't want the judges to move that pen, and that's how you do it. Plain and simple.
Yeah, it's a great strategy. Add 1 more tenth of the stick.
All right, the anchor for Springfield. Another solid back up rise Maltese. Wow, pulling up and dipping into that cross. Look at that.
Positions are fantastic on both of those skills.
Looking at that back press handstand. That is so tough to do, and to do it as well as he did. So this guy is strong for sure.
Giants look easy. That is hard.
What?
It is hard to bail from a handstand to do a back upright cross without having your shoulders come above the top of the rings.
I have literally never seen that in my life. I've never seen someone go handstand bail, back upright cross. Not only that, he was, his shoulders didn't go up super high above the rings or anything. I mean, he was right there. Oh, so close on that dismount.
Wow. Great rotation, ring rotation.
See why that competition was so tight the other week. I mean, yeah, both teams just attacked it from the beginning, man. Look at that. As you said, 4 out of 5 sticks for Army, 3 sticks for Springfield. That's so impressive.
Yeah, sitting here like 4 out of 5. It's like 3 out of 5 is fantastic. And they were rewarded for it. 13-1 to a 13-8-5 on Springfield's side.
And Springfield, increasing their gap. I mean, look at that. All those 13s, 13-1, 13-8-5 in the second, you don't see that in the middle of the lineup. That must have been I would put that guy at the end. I mean, either that or, maybe scare your competitor by saying, we're not here to mess around.
No kidding. That is huge.
Wow. Closing with a 13-4. Yeah, very good. Very good rotation for Springfield and for Army, honestly. I mean,
Army's consistent, though. Look at that. Look at that spread of Army scores.
They notched almost a 13 from every single guy. Every single guy almost broke that barrier. That's great.
Yeah, their coach is going to be happy about that rotation, even though you saw Springfield edge them just a little bit, couple points there. When your team's 6-4 out of 5, they all score that well in the execution range, then it's all you can do. You just got to tip your hat to the other team.
All right, and then next up we have vault. We got some big names over here. Maddox, did that awesome horse set, just a little error that he had after the Roth, but interesting to see him in the vault lineup. You don't see many guys do that hybrid combination of horse and vault. I mean, I can tell you I definitely was not that guy ever.
I agree. I struggled a little more on vault as well. You don't see it very often. I'm glad you actually brought up on rings too. The pommel rings is an unusual combination as well, and so seeing this on vault as well is pretty cool.
Combinations of a horse and rings athlete for sure. Back in the day was Alex Nador. I mean, this guy was so strong on both. He could do just about any skill on pommel horse that was written in the code, and to see him also do rings, and he also actually did vault for Team USA. That's what punched his ticket on the Olympic team in 2016.
Yeah, it is. He was something else. And it's actually, funny we talk about it. Corey Young actually pommel vault combination, and he just got 2 silver medals. So
on both of those events. So I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. That's
it's unusual though. But what it does is it makes you unique. Alex Nador having that ring pommel made him, an Olympian. Corey being a floor vaulter as good as he is going to give him a great argument to being an Olympian. It's special. It's not. It's unique.
That's so sick.
As a judge, I want to pick your brain about vault real quick. So you see that sting mat down on the floor. You can answer this after this guy goes, but I didn't think that was allowed. I was told back in the day that it was allowed up until like Winter Cup, which is in February. But I'd love to get your thoughts on why they're allowed to have that sting mat there after this vault from Franco.
Yeah, and as we watch Franco vault, stay in those white lines, stay inside them, and minimize landing deductions.
Big
he does
cause.
Let's
go, Ty!
Very well done.
Yeah, just a small step, and it was a controlled small step. But to your point, it is interesting to still see the sting mat on the on the landing surface. Every year they do make small adjustments to the timing of when sting mats are allowed and when they're not allowed.
Let's go, Tom!
But ultimately, the coaches are going to make the decision on what's best for their athletes' ankles, their knees, and preserving them for the championship meets.
Next up, we got Tyler Beekman from Springfield. Beautiful cause half. Blind landing, very tough to do.
Watch that. If you watch that technique, he really does that last half, watching the ground, looking over his shoulder.
Earlier, how it's up to the coaches. Looks like Army's taking advantage of. Oh, never mind. I guess they're pulling it out.
They had a disagreement there.
Yeah, they're like, no, he's got it. He's got it. Maddox has got it. I saw a video of Maddox in training doing a nice cause full. So I hope that's what we see today.
His teammate put up a great 14-1. You can score in the 14s on vault. You're in a good position. Tends to be a little higher than the other events. A little easier to get that start value, and the gymnastics is quicker, so it's harder to get as many deductions.
And there it is. Very solid.
House full right down the middle.
Where you want to be. Let's get the replay on that. Shout out Virtius for adding this feature. I love this. Added to the streams.
Watch to see if he pikes down at the end of this twist, and he really doesn't. So that causes him to take the step. So he saved a deduction by not piking down, but then he ends up taking a step forward. It's one of those skills the judges are going to hit you one way or another.
Will Wilson with another cause full. A lot of power.
Yeah, easy. Step back, a little overdone. And same thing here. You're looking for any form deductions for the judges when you're trying to understand these scores. Pretty clean. And he really gets that last half in quick.
We got Steve Menelakis for Army. Army trying to catch up to Springfield. This is an event to do it on. Come on. Oh, look at that. Beautiful cause full.
And again, a very controlled step. You know, it wasn't immediate. He hits and then he takes a second. And so the score should reflect a little bit higher with those types of vaults.
One of the fastest cause fulls I think I've ever seen. I mean, he was just I'm a slow twitch kind of guy, but I would not have been ready for that landing. And he I feel like in the air, even though it was a split second, he knew I'm going to need to take a step back and was ready for it. I would have definitely fallen on my butt doing that.
Yes. He has that ability. Say that.
Kaplan on vault. Beautiful cause full. He's hyped about it.
Look at the excitement. Oh. The coach and the athlete, you know how hard they worked on that vault. Take a look. His technique, he's such a clean gymnast.
His coach knew. You can see the arms shoot up. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Vault at home.
Nick Lester, seeing him quite a bit. He'll also do a cause full.
Beautiful technique. Lots of distance on that vault too. Not that there's a distance bonus or anything, but if there was, I'd give it to him, man. That was awesome.
The only bonus you get is those white lines get a little bit wider. But very clean vault from Nick. Small landing deduction. They'll score well.
Next up, we got Evan Reinkert from Springfield College. These guys are throwing it down. Some great scores. Beautiful
Wow.
technique on that cause full. That was, I think his toes were pointed on all parts of that vault.
I was gonna say he drilled into that landing. I mean, that was great.
Competition, man. And look at this. Looks like Army's getting ready to do a Yurchenko style vault. You see the yellow field goal, as I like to call it. I know a lot of people call it the springboard collar. I call it the field goal.
That's funny. This field goal. Yeah, this he's putting it around safety, a little bit more blind as you're hitting the springboard. But this vault takes quite a bit more time to develop when you're younger, or older, or at any time. But they tend to be a little bit cleaner.
Whoa, big pop on that double full. That was awesome. Slightly off to the side, as you mentioned. Went over that white line. Let's get the replay on this.
Yeah, so he was just on the left side of that vault table, and it continued on. But that block is huge.
That's where we talk about the nerves coming in. These judges, sometimes they get into the groove and they can work a bit quick. And, even though your coaches are preparing the vault for you, you have to get yourself, in the zone situated. And for a vault like that, you really got to, focus. Make sure you hit that board. If not, it could be trouble.
Exactly. Wow. That was massive.
Huge God full. I thought he was going to stick that, man. That was ginormous.
I actually thought he was going to add a half twist to it. He easily could have.
I agree with you on that. That looked like it was going to be a 5-2.
Yeah, I thought it was a 2. I thought that was going to be a 5-2 start with minimal landing deduction. He opened out, and that'll be a big score. Yeah, 14-3.
Vault rotation from both of these teams. I felt like that was. I'm not. Whenever I watch an NCAA competition, I expect vault to go quick. I think that was the quickest vault rotation I've ever witnessed in the NCAA.
I mean, the guys really did what they were supposed to do. They came in, a lot of guys did their cause full, cause half, gave the judges, they didn't really give the judges much to take off. So it goes quick. They did a good job.
That all 10 athletes hit on that rotation. As we mentioned earlier, these guys are mirroring each other. Look at that gap. What? 1/10? What?
69.85 to 69.75.
Absurd,
Wow.
Man.
So now there is some room on P-bars and high bar. I look at gymnastics. I don't know how you look at it, but your rings and vault tend to be more stable, and even floor to some degree. And then I would say pommel, parallel bars, and high bar tend to have the more, I would say, variance for falls or mistakes or something to happen to open the door for another team to come in, because Springfield has a nice, 4-point cushion going into this event. But
you mentioned earlier, anything can happen. I like to think that pommel horse and high bar are those events, like you were saying, those are the events that the scores tend to fluctuate a lot more. If you're a little off going into that competition, anything can happen. You could be a guy who has 4 releases. But if you fall 4 times, it's going to be trouble for your team. Whereas, rings and vault and P-bars are those events where you tend to have that security of, okay, we know what you're capable of doing. You can kind of muscle through if you're feeling a little off. So.
And earlier you mentioned if you go just a little early on that Kovacs tap, there's no time. the event just keeps moving, so you tend to it just throws you off. There's no ability to adjust it.
Right.
Whereas floor and rings, you have these pauses in the routine where you're able to reset, where you're just kind of holding a position or standing or. And if you do go a little too much or too little, you can take steps to save it. Whereas, like you said, those release moves, those one pommel skills where you're only on a couple inches of wood, you're off. There isn't taking steps on pommel to the side.
Right. Yeah. You don't get that. You don't get that leeway. Whereas, like on parallel bars, if you're a little off, you can take the steps. I say can
Right.
take the steps, as the option to save the fall. Obviously, it's still a deduction with every hand movement, but you can't do that on pommel horse. And on
No.
vault, if you're a
So
little
the
off,
men-
you can't do that either. The vault
No.
doesn't care if you have one hand on or two.
Yeah, so the mental edge is you feel good that you're hitting and you're doing your job so far if you're Springfield, but you know that you have to stay on edge. You can't let up. You can't lose any bit of focus because it can disappear. In Army, they've just got to stay focused on what they can do. And we'll see what ends up happening.
Hope Army can give Springfield a run for their money on these next two rotations. They got to be spot on high bar. They got to do their, as you're saying, they got to do their job on P bars and pray that Springfield has some hiccups. But they're at home and they're going to want to do their best. So they're in a tight position.
So far, Springfield has been answering every single time Army's put up a good set, and they haven't looked like they've been willing to give up anything tonight or this afternoon, I guess.
They're not wavering by any means, and that's how you want to be. I'm excited to see what both of these teams, do whenever they're up against the rest of the ECAC conference. I'm very excited to watch that championships and see how they respond to teams like Greenville, who's been on their heels, across all aspects. So even Navy.
So looking at these two scores, if both teams put up 65s on P bars and high bar, they'll both break into the 390s.
Really hoping Springfield, gets that mark for sure.
Yeah, and 65 is what? That's an average of 13. 5 guys getting a 13-0. And so definitely possible for both teams to do that. I mean, Springfield, you're up in the higher 260s. If they can even push a little bit higher, they'll get closer to that 400.
Got some crazy math going, dude. What are you trying to be a doctor or something?
Hey, I did this as an athlete too. I always kind of had a sense of these things. You're not supposed to pay attention to scores because they're out of your control. You can only do what you can do. And, but my brain kind of tends to overthink. So it helps me to kind of have something to think about instead of.
For sure. So for the members in the audience who don't know why I just took that jab at Tanner, Tanner's an aspiring doctor. If we can touch more a bit on that. Right now going underway with Mr. Tyler Beekman on parallel bars, starting off Springfield College.
Yeah.
Going in with a big back-up rise Hamna. Beautifully done. Dropping into this peach handstand.
Nice giant, gets it up.
Really taking advantage of those long hang elements. See what he shows off here. Beautiful
another
layout
long hang.
Support.
And you're right. These athletes, they tend to be, I've noticed at least on parallel bars, guys tend to either be good at the hanging skills or they tend to be better at the support skills. And rarely, sometimes you get someone who's good at both. But nice front pull.
Flashy dismount there. I love that. Here.
Nice replay.
Undeniable in the air. I had a feeling he knew just right off the bars that it was going to be a stick, and that's how you start off. Good luck closing the gap. Let's see how this first guy responds. Here we have Jacob Brenner. Teammates hyping him up, telling him, let's get it. Dropping in right now. Solid kip handstand. Gonna tell my compulsory athletes to take notes of that mount. Beautiful to pelt action going over here.
It doesn't go away, right? You learn that
No
kick when you're
way.
young, and it's important.
Use it in college one way or another. Nice front up rise. Looked like he kind of put
He,
it back a bit and fought it really well.
yeah, did you notice he actually pulled his shoulders back a little bit early and saved it very well.
What's happening right now? Big double pike dismount, stuck landing. That's how you respond to that. Good work, Army.
Wow. Watch this replay. Nice pike position. It's right there.
Ground ready to go.
You know, you really don't have much time on P-bars. By the time you finish the flip, the ground is right there. So to stick it, that's tough.
Let's go, Carter!
Next up, we got Carter C. from Springfield College.
Next for Springfield, Carter Pichardo.
Got a unique board position there.
Let's go, Carter!
Taking one big breath right before going.
Good,
Getting
Carter!
himself ready to lock in. Beautiful Hamna. All in a way on that Healy. That's where you want to be.
Trust it! Nice!
Nice stutz to handstand.
Nice, Carter! Find it, Carter!
Good peach support.
Find it, Carter!
Load into that press. It's a popular little combination you'll see in the NCAA. Gives these guys a breather into that big double front. Shaking his head. You wanted that stick.
Oh yeah. But let's just replay.
Good, team!
Oh, it's just, you know, you held on to it just a second. It's not even a half second too long.
Come on, team!
But look at that 13-4 to start off for Army.
Let's go, team!
Manilakis up next. Got his teammate tightening the bars for him. Don't want any hiccups with the equipment. That can be stressful in and of itself if those knobs aren't tight.
Next for Army, Steven Manilakis.
Lock it in, let's go! Come on,
Lock it in. Come down to every 10th.
Come on, Steve!
Another one of those
Cast.
cast.
Nice, Steve!
Well, a little forward on that Healy, but worked out of it really well. You got to be strong whenever it goes wrong like that. But did good adjusting. Same thing on that Dion. Fought it back well.
Come on, Steve!
And the studs, and just a hair short. But if he doesn't fight that handstand, he'll throw off the timing of every other skill in this routine.
Finish it up, man. Let's see it.
An awesome back of right straddle cut. Don't see very many of those. Love the style there. Big double pike. He's hyped about it. Let's go.
Sometimes
go.
I love it. Look at this.
Tooth and nail throughout that routine. So yeah, I'd be happy too if I was putting together a set like that.
Without a doubt. Looking at Springfield again. Like we said, they're getting those 13s.
Dolly Wall from Springfield College.
Let's go, Noah! Come on, Noah!
Springfield, Noah Dollywall.
Putting the hand up, getting ready to go.
Let's go, Noah!
Teammates are behind him, cheering him on. Very nicely done back of rise handstand.
Come on, Noah!
Prep for
Sometimes
that
I think
Hamna
that
in
can
the
be
future.
smarter than doing the Hamna.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Because if you're not, you're training it and it's a little off, it's safer to just, get the deductionless B than, to have a D with 3 off,
Nice,
Yeah,
Noah!
nice studs and giant.
Find it, Noah!
But yeah, a lot of guys Hamna, it's easy to slight bend, slight pike, and you lose everything it's worth.
Big
That was a
finish for
clean
Noah.
Let's go,
Very nicely done. You get the replay on this Suarez.
That's
I'm
huge.
sorry. Pardon my terminology. That is not a Suarez. That is a tucked back half from long hang. That's a pet peeve of mine that people normalize that was called a Suarez. You look in the code, that is not the case.
Suarez is done from a support position.
That's one of my that's a cardinal sin in gymnastics judging. Pardon me.
No, it's a good thing to bring up the difference. You know, Suarez is very rarely done. It's done from a support position. That's a long hang from a giant. Similar endpoints of the skill, but not
Yeah,
the
where
same.
they start from is very different. Here we have Blaze Kennedy from Army. Let's see what we got. Some giant work. Let's see. It is.
Long hang, back half to support.
Long
He did that
hang
on the
back
uprights. He did that on the uprights.
Strategy. I'm interested to see what's in this routine that made him put it there. Oh, nice.
I would
to
think it would
settle
hurt.
right into the middle. Yeah, bro. No, undoubtedly, you're off by a little bit. It's game over. Big double pike dismount. Fight it. Oh no! So I want to bring this up just from a judging standpoint.
Let's watch this again.
You
Yeah.
Take a step forward. If you see his left foot is back, you want to step back to where that left foot is.
Correct.
You meet your other foot. The judges, I mean, they will hammer you. They will get you, another 2, 3, 4, even 5 tenths, for all the times you move that foot forward. So go back to the place of origin, as my coach Glenn Morris used to tell me. He used to say, go back to where you landed. Find your way back. You're a little off.
Otherwise, the judges look at it as a second step needed. So.
Yeah, Army opened the door for Springfield to get that gap a little bit bigger. Let's see how Sam Kaplan responds. It's going to be a dogfight for this ECAC's championship.
Oh, I can't wait.
Taking one final breath, gathering his composure. He knows what's on the line. Good beach handstand. Beautiful giant.
Tapel.
Wow, I love the style on that Tapel.
Definitely cleared the bars. Yeah, I mean, he flew up there.
Shell yet again. Breathing right before.
Easier, Sam. Nice. Work with it, Sam.
Pirouette into that long hang Moy. Winding up for a big dismount. Come on. Oh, big double front forward.
Man. Definitely had a lot of airtime on that dismount. Got a little rush towards the end of that routine, which might have caused the double front to go a little bit too much. But let's watch this Tapelt again. That flexibility.
Back in it. Yeah, that was a big front uprise, man. I was expecting something. I was expecting 3 flips with how much power he had going into it.
Yeah. I think if his Moy to support right before it, or his swing to handstand right before it, had just been on it was just short of handstand and almost gave him the extra power for all of it.
Noah Duran from Army. He's been delivering some great performances for the team today. Let's go. Nice back uprise handstand. Taking a breather. Beautiful Keeley. Yeah, you got to have a lot of... Oh, that's a mentally tough skill, man, doing a Healy. I know the feeling of waiting in that handstand. You don't want to psych yourself out. You want to be ready. Oh, man. Commentator's curse. That's exactly what I was just referring to. Just a little off on that stutz.
Yeah. And that's all it takes. There's not really a room to adjust when your hand misplaces, Not on the bar.
Let's see how he resets to clap back.
Left, Dewey, let's go.
He repeats it. I love it.
Yeah, got it back. That's even more impressive in my opinion. To if you fall on that skill, a lot of coaches will tell you, don't repeat it, just carry on with the routine. But no, he wanted his justice. He wanted to show him, I can do it.
Yeah.
You can, buddy. Great double front. Good finish.
Great double front. It was a high. Watch this replay one more time. Get the shoulders in front. And he's really able to get that lift off the bar.
Yeah, the pop there was just money. I mean, that's how you do it. Very well done.
Look at Springfield scores here again, man.
Oof.
They're doing their job.
They're breaking into the 13.5s on parallel bars, and we're just now past the halfway mark in this lineup. Excited to see what Dominic and Aaron have in the back pocket, ready to go.
Next for Springfield, Dominic Romalo.
Let's go, Tom!
Dominic Romalo up next. Taking his sweet time before saluting the judges. They give you 30 seconds. They'll get you. We'll get you on the neutral deduction for not being ready, but he's ready to go. Good peach L mount.
Yeah, you got 30 seconds from once they salute you to start your routine.
Nice!
Swinging from the uprights, but still managed to bounce the bars like crazy. That was a beautiful moist support and Stutz handstand.
Nice Dion.
Let's go, Dom!
Man, I thought he was finished. That was a huge runner prize. Whoa! Big double pike dismount. That's... Oh, my gosh.
I'm with you. I was like, okay, he's winding up for a double front. It hits a huge double pike stick.
Yeah, Springfield's running with it. They're doing really well. Landing double pike kick out. Boom! It is so tough to kick out of a double pike like that. That is so impressive.
True mastery.
Next for Army, Jackson Popple.
Come on, Jackson, let's go.
Jackson, first time seeing him tonight. He's a former North Valley gymnast as well.
Oh, nice. I'll let you take it away then, Tanner. Go right ahead.
Yeah, he's a smart guy going to medical school too, so definitely going to talk to him. But he's really good at support skills, as you see the Makoots right there. E-value skill. Nice Huey.
Come on, Jackson.
Really nice Dion and Stutz. Good to see him.
Stop, let's go.
Strong guy doing back rise handstand in the middle of the set.
Oh yeah.
End of the set. Wow.
Incredible double pike to end too. The only thing in that routine was on the Makoots. You saw he didn't go to handstand on that swing. And so he ended up taking one extra swing to get there, which is a 5/10 deduction. It's not small. So as great as that routine was, if you're looking at a score and not sure why it's not as high as it looks like it might have or could have been, that would be the reason.
But man, you got to give him credit. It takes guts to put in a Makoots. I mean, if you're a little off, it's game over. But he caught it and swung out of it well. Obviously, as you said, he had to do that extra swing, which he'll get pegged for. But nonetheless, a very, very impressive routine. But man, I could never do a back upright handstand right before a dismount, dude. I'd be fried.
Yeah, strong guy. He uses good technique for it, so it helps. But man.
We got Aaron Cust from Springfield.
Nice, Aaron.
And with a solid peach shell.
Trust me, Aaron.
Taking his time on that press handstand. Love when it's shown off like that.
Tells me they have control. Ooh,
Wow, was not expecting that. Beautiful bobs are end to end on the parallel bars. Oh my gosh.
you're not giving yourself any room to go too far there.
Trust it, Aaron. Trust it.
Adjustment on this to belt.
Trust it here.
Yeah.
Bonds. Oh, good fight on that Diamondov. I think
It was a great fight.
anyone else would have fallen on that, but he found his way back into the bars. Big double pike to finish. Wow.
I was just about to say the same thing. He's off. He's not going to hit his handstand, so he has two options: drop into a front uprise and save deductions, or jump off the bar. And he was quick.
Thinking on your feet, or thinking on your hands, I should say, for this event. That was, very smart routine. Very well done. But man, that bobs arm was ginormous, man. I've seen people go far. I have never seen someone actually go end to end like that. That was powerful.
Next for Army, Nick Lester.
Yeah.
Come on, Nick. Let's see it. Okay.
Next up, we got Nick Lester.
Let's get this, Nick. You got it. Come on, Nick. You got it.
And he's also we've seen him a couple times tonight. He might be doing the all around. Up into the 6th position. Kip L. He's got to hold that handstand, so as his former coach, I can give him a little grief for that. But guys, 2 bells.
Oh man,
I love giving guys
my
grief
coach.
for a handstand hold.
I never heard the end of it from my coaches. Anytime I missed a front upright swing handstand, I'd get nervous and I'd just go right into my dismount. But yeah, I mean, let him know, man. Let him know.
Yeah. Diom into a giant. He's able to. I do like seeing Dioms into giants. They're kind of cool. See it finish that way. And a double pike dismount.
That concludes the parallel
Wrap up on that parallel bars rotation. There was a lot of big gymnastics being done. Very impressed.
Yeah. I think he'll have a bright future at Army, for sure. 14-3.
Oh, so this is the vault totals. Looking back on this, yeah, I mean that was an insane spread across both events. I mean, yeah, they were just a tenth apart. Very impressive.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. I looked at that bottom number first and whoa.
You were like, that was a good set.
Yeah. I love just compare. It just really shows how well matched these teams are going into ECAC. I think you always have a little bit of comfortability at home, right? The judges aren't really changing the way they score you, but just sleeping in your own bed, having the confidence that this is your home, can give you that edge.
Yeah, those little things make a huge difference on game day, And all right, I guess right here we have the parallel bar event totals, and yeah, 66-9 against 64-8.
Just a little bit, just another couple points. But both teams, I wanted to see if they'd hit those 65s on P-bars and high bar to see if they'd get into the 390s. And both teams look to be in position to still be able to get those scores. And Springfield up in the higher 390s for sure.
Yeah, Springfield had a killer parallel bars rotation. I mean, with 2 sticks. Yeah, some massive gymnastics being done today.
Their consistency is what's getting me. Look at this: 13.15 is the low and a 13.55 is the high.
That's big
It's
time.
It's not the first event. This is multiple events they're doing that.
They're locked in, man. They're ready to go. They're telling Army, hey, you're in our house. You're in our house this week. Army West Point putting up some big gymnastics as well. I mean, that Makutz, I mean, I know, he didn't hit it the way he wanted to, but if I was his coach, I'd tell him, hey, I know it was off today, but we got to keep it up. We got to keep going with it. We got to get the good numbers in. Keep fighting. Well, I don't know. You actually coached him, so what would you be telling him right now?
I'd be telling him the same thing. I mean, you have to get meets. You have to get these skills, and you have to do them not just in the gym with practice, but you have to get repetitions at competition. you know,
You got to do
I'd
it
tell
under that
him
pressure.
just keep up with it. You know, it'll pay off.
All right, and looking at the high bar equipment setup right now, you can see that this is a taller athlete. I don't even think he's gonna need help getting up onto the bar. They have the mat spread out for him and everything. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess he's not. Might still be warming up. Let's see. What we got? Big straddle Tkachev. Pardon me. It sounds like from the audience in the back, this gentleman is going right now. But wow, big flying giant.
Yeah, he really gets a great hang on the bar. Lay out half and half out for the D value. We'll probably see a lot of those today.
Love watching taller athletes swing high bar. It makes the look to their gymnastics look that much more impressive, in my opinion. I feel like the handstands are a bit more flashier. And as you were saying, yeah, this guy had great hang throughout all of his elements. And that's how you swing some pipe.
Well, right. These taller guys, they naturally are going to get a little bit more bend of the bar, a little longer of a swing. So everything just looks that much better.
From Springfield. Yeah, big Yamawaki. You taking notes on that one, Tanner?
I know. You heard me earlier. I watch him. It's a tough skill. It's nice pike to Tkachev. And a straddle.
Tap. That floor ready to go. Stuck landing for Springfield. He's hyped.
See how quick he made that adjustment? He lands and he almost wants to jump back, but he keeps his feet planted and he's able to kind of stop his momentum without lifting him.
From a coaching standpoint, you can't really teach that. That's just on the willpower of the athlete, to fight for every 10th. So respect to him for going tooth and nail on that.
Wow, this is a quick turnaround for Nick. Getting up, finishing last up on P bars. One of the earlier routines on high bar.
Wow, that was a beautifully done pike to Tkachev.
Yeah, it was. He's talking about some quick twitch. He's one of those. He kind of describes one of those athletes.
No kidding, man. He's just attacking every skill. Very aggressive.
Endo. In-bar endo. He picked that up so quick. He had good flexibility, and when those skills got upgraded, it was easy for him.
Wow, big routine.
That's tough. That's tough after P-bars to get up and hit a high bar set. Good for him.
Well, luckily for him, yeah, it's over now. Now he can rest. Look at him hunching over. He's probably like, thank God it's over.
Absolutely. I remember that end of the meet. You're excited. I can now just cheer on my teammates.
Just going through it, man. They're already ready for the next guy. A big zoom in.
Yeah, I like that skill. Deep endo.
A little bit of trouble on that straddle to Tkachev, but worked out of it well.
Yeah, he cut a little bit close to the bar and had to make 2 quick adjustments to keep his swing going. He lands it well, small deduction. Watch how he does this double A with a full twist. Finishes it so early, he spots the ground and is able to prepare for the landing.
Teammates telling him, let's go, lock in, stay on the bar. It's the name of the game.
Yeah, it's not over till the last guy's done. We got Noah Pace here, starting in a mixed grip. Zuli Min, they want to see the complete 360-degree turn there, and he does a good job. It's like maybe a Kovacs.
Winding up, back on the bar. Money release right there.
It's such a clean, straight arm catch, clean giant out.
Swinging big. On that clear hip.
And the
Let's
stick.
go.
That's a huge routine.
Yeah, let's get the
replay of this
playback
ultra
here.
NCAA.
Beautiful. Yeah, I want to make a comment on that Kovacs again. That's where you want to be, and to do that release at the end of the competition, I mean that takes some guts, man.
Yes, it does. There's a lot of risk, like you said. A little earlier on top of the bar, a little late, you're too far away. In-bar endo, very quick, very easily for him. It looked easy for him, I should say. Jam handstand.
Taking full advantage of that in-bar element group.
If you have the flexibility and you have the skill, it's rewarded.
Beautiful sit up in that straddle to Tkachev. I thought he was going to connect another one. He was just ready to go.
I did too. Hitting some nice handstands. Lay out half and half out. That stick. I don't know. Springfield they had that lead and they're not letting off the gas at all.
Not by any means, man. That was a very impressive routine. I loved the way he spotted that ground. I don't know. The second he came off that bar, you see his head out, and he was just ready to find that dismount. He was ready to go. Good on him.
Yeah. It almost felt inevitable, didn't it?
100%.
He was going to stick it the second he started that skill.
All right, here we got Jaden Blank.
He's put some work in for them tonight as well.
For sure. Looking to finish his competition off strong. Beautiful
nice
handstand.
Jam. Endo. In-bar endo.
Loading it up. Whoa, big time straddle to Tkachev.
His arms just go forever. Easily got that nice clean catch and nice handstand.
Hips were a bit back on that dismount. I thought he was going to stick it, man. I think he was close.
I did too, because he had that technique of watching the ground, but like you said, just hits with the hips too far back, and there's nothing he could do at that point.
Next for Springfield, Noah Allenwall.
Wall up next. But yeah, loving the variety from these athletes. I don't see too many pike endos. I see a lot of pike shoulders, but pike endos are a very intricate skill. I feel like it's tougher to do.
I agree.
Speak of the devil, there it is.
Speaking of the skill. See some speed winding up here. Nice to Tkachev. And another one.
Aggressive. He's attacking it. I love it.
He is. And when you go with that kind of a speed, it helps with the release moves, for sure. Be look tight and aggressive. Watch a replay of that dismount.
Tiniest pace back. I really thought he was going for two. And two. And when he met that ground, he had the tiniest pace back. I don't know if it gives him thick. You gotta be quick to that.
Yeah, definitely rocked it like he's gonna do. a double-double.
Come on, Zach, let's go. Come on, Zach. Let's go, Zach.
He's got Zach up next, Army on high bar.
Let's go, Zach.
There we go.
Classes in session. Yamawaki to King. Very nicely done.
Speaking of the code, that actually might get upgraded next year. That
Good.
combination.
Here will be put up to a D next code. That's going to be exciting to watch. Wow, beautiful. Rebalco
You don't see that
right
skill,
there.
Rebalco to double L, very often. Grip endo.
Come on, Zach.
Yeah, this guy's an animal. This is an awesome routine happening right now.
And I'd like to see, as much as it's going to be rewarded tonight, it'll be rewarded more next year.
Big dismount. Again, he twisted so quickly. I think he was going for 2.
Yeah. Big things in the action to back. Great routine, great finish.
For Springfield, nice to Sam Kaplan, pardon me.
All right, he knows what he needs to do.
Ready to close out this home meet. See what you got, come on, son. Load it up.
Now for the Kovacs. Oh, and Coleman. That was very well done. Clean legs together, clean catch with the arms straight. Stalder skills to handstand, very quick.
Great variety on the in-bar Stalder and endo. Winding up for the dismount. Come on now. That's how you close out a home meet.
That's incredible.
Getting
That's
the replay.
incredible.
Wind up. Look at that wind up.
Wow.
Body ready to go. I'm telling you, man, those guys who are doing these full-in dismounts, I feel like, they have the potential to add another full twist.
Yes. They did.
That was the high bar for tonight. And, it was a high bar for tonight. And the score for Sam Kaplan just went in there.
1-5. What a great finish. I actually think there's going to be an adjustment to that high bar score for Army. I think it's 10 points or so. Okay, there we go.
There we go. Yeah, I was about to comment. I was like, wow, they must have done really well on a couple of those routines that we didn't see the scores on. But yeah, there it is, punching correctly. And now we are at, 390. Oh, looks like we're getting another adjustment real quick. But yeah, Army finishes off with a 389.25. So close to that 390 mark. They just had a couple of hiccups today, and they're more than capable of breaking that barrier. That's for sure.
I can't wait to see them take that motivation back to the gym for the last couple weeks. That focus goes in and see how they respond.
Right, letting them know we'll see you at conference, and we're going to be ready.
But Springfield pushing at 400.
That's huge for Springfield, man. I'm so glad to see how far the program has come. I mean,
yes,
that's a big number. That's a big number.
I can't understate it. And consistency. Consistency on higher.
Yeah. Did they have any falls today? I'm trying to get back if they had any on horse.
Yes.
They
had, I believe, 2 routines that could have been done with quite a bit better execution.
And that's where you want to be. To only miss 2 sets out of all your lineups, that's tremendous. Kudos to those coaches and those athletes. I mean, they are destined to break 400 this season.
I agree. They brought it tonight, or this afternoon, I should say.
All right, let's take a look at some of our event winners. There was that 3-way tie from the beginning of the competition that I pointed out earlier. It looks like the execution tie break, Steve Manalakis comes out as the true winner, 13-5. You got Timothy Templeton and Evan Reinkart from Springfield, and then just Sam Kaplan and Felix right out of there with a 13-4. Really second place for them, but great nonetheless.
And then Peyton with that. Peyton Kramer with that 14-4 is massive. But look at the two. Those 11-7s I know can be better. The bottom two for Springfield.
But yeah, tremendous work on pommel horse today. 5-7's a huge D score. And then on still rings, we have Mr. Will Wilson as today's winner with a nice 13.85. The star value's at a 4.4, and if you look at that execution score, 9.35, there's no question about that routine that he was going to win tonight. So hats off to him.
And they swept the 1, 2, and 3 for Springfield on that.
Right. And then here on vault, we have Dominic Rahalo as our vault champion today. 9.5 execution, cleanest one of the night, along with Steve Manalakis and Franco Pirano of Army coming right behind him on his heels.
All same star values, so it all came down to that execution.
Parallel bars, Sam Kaplan's tonight's winner, 13.55, won it by the slimmest of margin over his teammate Noah Dollywall and Dominic Romalo. Look at how you mentioned about that spread earlier, Tanner. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's a 10th between first and third.
Yeah, I mean, the judges are working to separate those routines. They were so well done.
Our Zachary Perez from Army is tonight's winner, 13.6. Felix Kreiderman and Jacob Lobstein from Springfield following right behind him. Look at all those sticks on high bar. That's what you love to see.
Yep.
Our all-around champion today was Sam Kaplan from Springfield, breaking an 80, which is a big milestone to do. I mean, I'm sure he's done it a number of times. If not, then kudos to him. He had 2 sticks tonight. Then Mr. Nick Lester, 75-1. 75 is also another milestone to hit.
Yeah, but I just see good things for the freshmen in the future.
Absolutely. Yeah, to do that as a freshman, it's tough. It's tough, especially at a military academy, might I add. I mean, that he's got a whole gymnastics is probably the last thing on his mind for what he's trying to get done.
Oh, it's incredible. I agree.
You guys can sign off.
And that's the final standings: 385 against 389-225. Like Springfield came out victorious. It was an awesome competition to watch. Tanner, it was a pleasure to commentate with you. Thank you for today.
It was incredible. It was so much fun.
Yeah, man, that was just a tremendous competition, and I'm glad you were the one commentating with me for it. I hope we could do more in the future.
That'd be incredible. Yeah, watch some great gymnastics. Start Saturday off.
All right, everybody. Hope you guys have a wonderful end to your spring break. Have a wonderful weekend, and thanks for tuning in. We will catch you in the next one.
Yeah, catch you guys later.